Hi, I am Kate, your college and career prep consultant. Did you know that college application process can be surprisingly expensive, from tests to application fees to travel costs for college tours? It is easy to spend way more money than anticipated. And fortunately, there are ways to help offset some of these expenses. In this video, I will share 3 ways you can save money when applying for college admission. The key topics that we'll cover today are standardized tests and their costs. We will talk about ways to save, or ways to help you save when doing your college admissions, especially the application costs tend to add up. So we'll talk about how to apply for test fee waivers. We will explore inexpensive test prep options. And at the end, I will share some tips on how to skip the tests altogether. If you are not already a subscriber, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get the updates when we put out new content. We will appreciate you sharing this video too. Just as a tip, for students who are planning to start testing for their SAT and ACT, students are recommended to begin practicing in the 8th grade and the 9th grade. They have free online practice portals that they can use, and once they practice, they are able to be comfortable when doing the test to be able to do better because they've spent some time doing the free practices online. To test, they need to start in the spring of 10th grade, and again they can test again on the fall of 10th grade. And this helps them to have a good feel of where they are and what's needed to be done in the higher grades. Early planning helps reduce stress and gives time to plan and to adjust. Let's talk about the standardized tests. We'll start with the common one, the ACT. ACT stands for American College Testing. It is currently administered by ACT, a nonprofit organization of the same name. The ACT test covers 4 academic skill areas: English, math, reading, and scientific reasoning. It also offers an optional direct writing test. The length of this test is 2 hours and 55 minutes. It has 40 minutes for writing tests, and the scores are graded from 1 point to 36 points. ACT costs about $55 without the writing option. If a student takes the test at least 3 times to make sure they make the highest grade, the cost of that would add up. Every once the student test is $70, so if they do it for 3 times, it's about $220 with writing. If you choose to change and do another test, they charge you a fee of $15. As you can see, the cost of just one test is almost adding up to almost $250. So this test costs a lot, and that's why I'll be sharing tips later for how to request for waivers, or to be smart about what tests that you need to take and when and how. The other test we'll talk about is the PSAT. That is the preliminary SAT. The preliminary SAT is normally taken by the students in 10th grade, and this is just to help them. Also in 9th grade, actually, it's taken in 9th grade, and this is to help the students to know how they will do when it comes to the actual SAT. I will say this as a tip again. I have seen students getting scholarships just by their results on the preliminary SAT. So this is a big deal, and this is something that the students should consider to do. And the reason is that if they do good in the PSAT and continue practicing in their 9th grade and then 10th grade and 11th grade, they are likely to do better in the SAT in those grades. And with a high SAT score, it means a better admission to college or a better opportunity for them to get scholarships. So if you earn a high score on the PSAT your junior year, you could qualify to receive a National Merit Scholarship of $180 million in merit scholarships that are awarded to students each year. The PSAT is a 2-hour and 45 minutes long test. Your skills in reading, writing, and math are tested. Unlike the SAT, the highest score possible on the PSAT is 1,520. That's the score that they consider the highest. The SAT is commonly known as the Scholastic Aptitude Test. That's what SAT stands for. It is intended to measure literacy, numeracy, and writing skills that are needed for academic success in college. SAT is a college entrance exam used by most colleges and universities to assess readiness for college level work. So they just want to know if you're ready to tackle work that is given in college or if you're college ready. Your SAT score is a major factor in college admission, so it is important to prep to achieve your best score. The SAT exam tests your skills in math, reading, and writing, and includes an optional essay. Length of the test is 4 hours. If taking sections offered, you can take either reading or math, or reading and math. You can select what sessions you want to take. So the total score for the SAT it ranges from 400 to 1,600. SAT costs about $52 with the essay, $58 with the reading. And if you do take this test about 3 times, which is recommended to make sure that you have the highest score, it will cost you a total of $174. So realize again, that's just the SAT. Remember, we said if you did the ACT, that would have costed you about $250. Now do the SAT, that's another $174. As you can see, these costs are adding up. So the earlier you prepare, the better. And the earlier you prepare to get these fees waived or to get the highest score possible at the beginning, the better for you, so you don't have to do it 2-3 times. The other test that we'll talk about is actually not a test, but it's a series of tests that the students are recommended to take. And this is when they're in junior high, they have the opportunity to start taking their AP classes and to also to do their AP exams. AP gives students the chance to tackle college level work while they are still in high school, whether they are learning online or in a classroom. And through taking AP exams, students can earn college credit and placement. Advanced placement exams are exams offered in the United States by the College Board and are taken each May by students. The tests are accumulation of year-long advanced placement courses. Those are the classes that they have to take. And then they're eligible to enroll for the AP exams. And the exam has multiple choice section and a free response section. At many colleges and universities, a high enough score will earn a student college credit. That means they can take like a calculus class in AP level, which is free, and maybe pay for the test, but they can transfer that to college and have college credit, so they wouldn't have to take the class in college. In some instances, earning college credit can mean an overall savings on college tuition bill. AP exams cost about $94 per exam. AP classes cost between $400.40 to $624. But again, most high schools and especially public schools offer these classes free. So this is the best opportunity for students to knock out some college costs while they're still in high school. AP classes are offered free by most public schools. The other test that we'll look at is the CLEP exams, and that's CLEP. That's the acronym for that. It stands for College Level Examination Program. CLEP offers over 34 exams that cover intro-level college courses materials. With a passing score on a CLEP exam, you could earn 3 or more college credits to more than 2,900 US colleges and universities. So again, similar to the AP classes, but this is the CLEP program, which you have to check if your school offers these. They can also give college credit for some of the exams that the courses that you take and test out and pass. So this is another opportunity for students to save before they get to college. The exam length is 90 to 120 minutes. The score range is 20 to 80 points. CLEP costs about $89. Other state-specific exams are TSI, that is Test Success Initiative. The test is aimed at students who may not be ready for the academic rigor of college-level courses and who may be required to complete developmental courses. This is especially offered in Texas. Most students, I hear them when I'm talking to them, talking about, hey, they made me do TSI. Do you know what is this for? This is just to make sure that you're prepared for college and to make sure that you can take up work that they offer in a college level class. If you do not do the TSI, it's most likely they will take you in college in a very low remedial class. What that means is if you were aiming to take an algebra class, you will start with a remedial class, then you will have to go to a pre-algebra class and then get to algebra. What that does is that in a remedial class, you charge the same cost as an algebra class. The algebra class is the only class that counts to your GPA or to your college work. So basically, you'll take 2 classes before algebra that do not count to your credits. And to me, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of money. So it's better for a student to be prepared to take an algebra class than go through the remedial path. TSA covers reading, writing, and math. Placement score of at least 340 is what is acceptable to most of the colleges. This means that they can only place you to a remedial class if you only have a 340 and up. An SE score of at least 4 or a placement score of less than 340 and an ABE diagnostic level of at least 4 and an essay score of at least 5. So all that means that you have to have met a specific criteria for them to place you in a college class. And those are the criteria, the numbers or the meeting criteria that they expect you to have. The average time to complete all sections of the test is about 3 to 5 hours, depending on what sections you're taking. TSI costs about $25 per section or $60 for all sections. As I previously outlined, you can now see that other than some state-specific tests, these tests are not free. It is also very common for students to take SAT, ACT more than one time until they achieve their desired score, which means not only do they pay the first time round, but every time they retake the test. Ways to help save on test fees. Pick the right test. Right from the get-go, pick the right test that you expect to be reviewed during your college application. That means you'll have to have known what colleges you intend to go to and what tests they need you to have taken. The other option is to look for colleges that allow applicants to choose between entrance exams. Be selective by focusing your efforts on the exams that you will do best. So if you know what your best your best skills are while taking this standardized test, or if you have practiced a lot and have seen that you do better in an SAT than an ACT, and so on, or if you've taken some of the AP classes and you feel that you're stronger in some than others, focus on what your strengths are. Determine what colleges you would like to attend early and see what tests they take and focus on those. I had mentioned that earlier. That's key because you don't want to be testing and you don't want to keep practicing for tests that do not matter in your college application. Make sure the colleges that you're intending to go to actually require these tests, and also look at their admission page to make sure that they normally do have a range of what score you should have to be considered in that school. I have seen students missing their college admission because they did not check on this early enough, and once they submitted the application with their test scores did not meet the range that the college wanted for the admission to that school. Students who are particularly keen on being admitted to top college or universities may want to attempt each test at least once for the best shot at a high score. What that means is you have to make sure that if your college requires SAT, ACT, and any other entrance exam, you have at least attempted it and gotten the highest score that possible. This helps give you an edge to the admission because at least you've taken the test and at least you've shown your capabilities. And that's why I say you always have to start practicing early so that when it comes to testing, you're giving it your best shot. Let's talk about test fee waivers. SAT, ACT fee waivers are available to high school juniors, seniors who meet one or more of the following criteria: enroll in a federal free or reduced price lunch program at school, enroll in a certain program for students from low income families, live in foster home, if your family received public assistance or lives in government subsidized housing, if your family has an annual income that falls within the USDA income eligibility guidelines, or if you can obtain a fee waiver by visiting your school counselor. So if you talk to your school counselor and express situation of hardship that causes you not to be able to pay for these fees, most counselors have vouchers from the government that they can give you that could help offset the cost. Homeschool students may obtain vouchers through a local public high school counselor. It's always recommended that you give yourself ample time to obtain these waivers because the counselors have to go through a verification process. Sometimes students can obtain up to 4 waivers that will cover costs for the tests and the reports to be sent to college for the student's choice. Let's explore inexpensive test preparation options. Free online tutorials such as those offered on Khan Academy, various smartphone apps that offer free or low cost test prep. You can search for apps that offer that. Take advantage of test prep classes offered by your school. Again, most schools will organize these big events on the weekends where you can go and do some practice with a group of other students who are testing or planning to test. And taking advantage of those can help you to better your score. SAT or ACT study groups. Schools also try to organize study groups. So if you go to collegeboard.org, they do have those options for study groups, and you can join any group if that's the way you learn. Sample questions and practice tests on the College Board website. Again, the College Board website is where these tests are done, and this is where you get all your free material for preparing for the tests. Finally, as earlier promised, I will share tips on how to skip the test altogether. Did you know that there are colleges that focus on other aspects of college application, such as GPA, class rank, extracurricular activities, letters of recommendations, and essays? They are known as the test optional colleges. For example, we have several colleges that will be listed at the bottom of this video, like the Pfizer College. They have New York University, they have Lewis and Clark College, they have University of Texas Austin, they have University of Arizona or Arizona State University, and so on and so on. These colleges will not require some of the standardized tests, but in trade-off for that, they require you to have very high grades or to have extracurricular work that matters to what the college is looking for, and so on and so forth. So doing a thorough research on this will help you have the best option that you want, either when doing the tests or when planning to do the test, or when you don't want to do the test, because sometimes people shy away from the test because they're not good in taking standardized tests. I will stop here. Hope this information is helpful to you. Note, this is video number 3 of 4. Our next video, we will cover ways for making money while in college. Some of the topics that I will cover are FAFSA, U.S. Army option, and other ways for making money while in college. Therefore, stay tuned, and I look forward to chatting with you later. For more information about our services, visit our website www.eltconsultingsolutions.com. If you're a student and you're confused about what options to select or what would work for you to have a successful college experience, please reach out. Schedule one-on-one appointment with me on our website. I will be glad to help you to determine what works for you. If you're a parent and have a child who does not understand why you ask them to make A's and B's in school, or does not know what path to take if they're going to go to college or if they want to do a vocation, I will be glad to help them figure those things out. Remember to subscribe and to share, and thank you for watching.